Yay. Okay. I'm really excited to hear from Callie today. I asked her to speak initially because she's rocking her own business. She's helping people, she's sharing, and she's never shared to social media anything personal or about like life like this, on this journey before. So I think that's really cool to see someone that's just super new to it, just jump right in and then be able to like crush it right off the bat. And I also wanted to give her this opportunity to kind of grow and learn and tackle something that, is an obstacle for her as it was for me, which is public speaking, as you know. But we all love you and we're here to support you. There's no judgment here. So I'm super excited you said yes to this because that's growth and that's a really big deal. So I'm just going to let you go. I want to hear everything that you have to say. I'm really eager. And don't freak out. If you need anything or you want me to unmute, just go ahead and say, because we'll be here the whole time.
All right, awesome. Thanks, guys. I haven't public spoke and I don't know how long, but it's like all your pretty faces, so it's cool. So I guess I'll tell you guys a little bit about my story. This isn't my first go around as a Beachbody coach. It's actually my second. About 4 years ago, a friend of mine and a coworker convinced me, after I kind of noticed my scrubs as a vet tech were a little tight, to start. And so I lost initially 25 pounds with T25 and got super motivated. So signed up as a coach, but unfortunately I didn't really have a lot of guidance. I didn't have the kind of structure or push from a really close friend who was also a coach. She was just kind of in it, like super lackadaisical. So I never hit Success Club once. And I was like, well, what the heck? This sucks. Like, I didn't put the time in. I didn't have any good backing. And so I was like, well, heck with this. And so, money, this, that, the other, come up with all the excuses. I dropped out. I canceled my Shakeology and I was like, I don't need this. Like, I can do this on my own. So fast forward a couple years, I broke my wrist, gained some more weight, really kind of lost all self-confidence. I broke my wrist snowboarding, learning to snowboard my very first year. So I kind of just felt like a lump. I live in a really active community, a mountain community. I was laid up. I was overweight. I didn't know how to snowboard and everybody around me did. So everybody's having this great time in the winter and I like really sunk into a deep depression. So, I kind of pushed through all of that, tried to do it on my own, lost some more weight, thought I needed a personal trainer, paid a whole bunch of money this last summer having a personal trainer. And I got strong, but it wasn't the same. There's no community there. It was just me and him. And I was like, oh yeah, my days off, I'll work out at home. Well, it never happened. And then I stumbled across Candace on Instagram. And I think Krista said this when she talked, but I was like, holy shit, like, I'm kind of jealous of this girl. Like, she, your pictures are awesome, the whole thing. And I was like, I stalked her for a while, like not following, but just checking in every day. And I'm like, wow, she posts a lot. She's super motivating. And then like through it all, I was like, oh my gosh, this is Beachbody. Like, this is totally a sign. So I messaged her, gotten into a group and kind of just decided to go for it. And this is such an amazing community compared to my first go at Beachbody. So it was super motivating. Like, everybody here has a great platform. You're all really encouraging. There's an outline. I'm a very like visual, hands-on person. So it's all kind of set up like, hey, this is all you have to do. And then once you get the ball rolling, it's like, let's just rock this. So that's kind of my backstory. Candace wanted me to talk about how I hit Success Club. And, when she mentioned it, asking me to speak, I sat there and I thought about it and I was like, how did I? Because like, I literally was a coach, a number of years ago for like 4 or 5 months and I never hit Success Club. I'm like, how the hell did I hit it the first month? And not only did I hit it, but I think I had like Success Club 8. And so I started thinking about it more, and I'm going to have to like check my notes. I'm a fast talker, so let me know if I should slow down. I just decided to go balls to the wall. Honesty is huge. I'm notoriously like an over honest person, like maybe a little harsh for a lot of people, but
She froze for you guys too. Okay, just give it a minute.
Go for it. And I was like,
Wait,
well, what the heck? Open up my.
Callie, can you hear me?
I had like closed it off.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You just cut out for like 30 seconds.
Oh, okay.
I can hear you now.
I live in the middle of nowhere, Idaho. We're all good? Okay. I was saying that when I signed up with Candace, I had deactivated my Facebook account for like months. So, I was like, well, we're just going to go for it. I'll just open this all up public. I'm going to open up another Instagram account because I do a lot of photography, so I wanted to keep it separate. So I opened an Instagram account for my fitness. And I was like, we're just going to go for it. I'm just going to start posting what I'm thinking about. So I kind of started just thinking of everything that makes me uncomfortable and then posting about that because, like, why not? If you don't like it, then you can unfriend me. If you do like it, you'll follow along. If you think I'm weird, I don't really care. So, depression runs in my family, and I suffer from depression. So I post about depression. I post about my big thighs. I post about self-doubt. I post about the fact that I'm a poor listener, and that I tend to be an overpowering personality, because these are all things that like people think about, like my freaking compression shorts ride up and I get a camel toe when I'm working out. But I know a whole bunch of people that happens to. So why not, post about that? And people would be like, oh yeah, that totally happens to me too. But I'm still wearing the compression shorts because I'm sweating my balls off. So people can relate to your honesty. And I found that has been a huge success part for me. I've had a lot of people reach out to me. I've had people that have coaches, and they reach out and they're like, hey, I really like your vibe better than my coach, which is awkward. I'm working through that. But, people respect honesty. And a lot of people can't be honest on a social platform like that because they're not comfortable with themselves. And for me, it's almost easier because there's like this screen between us. So I like to write, and I'm a writer. So a lot of the times I'll write out like my super intense posts, like about being a bad listener or my depression, kind of those more emotional posts. I feel like it helps me if I jot it all down on a piece of paper before I build the post. I find myself like walking through the day now, kind of looking around my surroundings, like, oh, like what could I post about that's gonna like engage people? Like looking around my yard and my chickens, like my dogs, anything that isn't all just like, this is what I do, I work out all the time. So that's kind of the basics of what I've been doing. I really want to succeed in this. My other half runs an auto shop out of our house, and so I work for him. And it's cool. We work together at home, but I want to have something that's mine, and I haven't had that connection with a community yet. So I'm like super stoked to keep pushing forward with all of this. And I feel like I missed something that I was talking about. Oh, I post a lot. I post often, and it's not always like Beachbody push. Like I said, I posted about my chickens. I've gone live on Facebook a few times, just like, hey, this is the tour around my house. This is my workout room. It's tiny and it's a mess. Like I have this little corner where all of my jewelry stuff is, and there's just shit vomited everywhere. There's like a giant freezer in the corner, but like I still have this little space and I'm getting it done. What else do I post about? Yeah, I literally take everything that makes me uncomfortable and try and build it into a post, and then mix in like cute pictures of my dogs. And so far it's been working. And I've started trying to expand my network with friend requesting people, but I haven't like quite mastered the whole invite thing. So I've had a lot of success with people that are just already within my network, whether they be friends or family or kind of friends of friends, and some referrals on that basis. So I'm like starting to get myself into Facebook groups. I dirt bike a lot. We love to travel. So I've tried to like get into those groups and see what I can do to network in that regard. But for the most part, I think I've just been showing up every day, and people appreciate that. You know, I've got the occasional motivational words in there, but generally speaking, I don't try and find one that's like a canned message off the internet. I try and come up with my own words and just be genuine about it. And people like that shit. I feel like I talked really fast. That was like 15 minutes.
That's exactly what I do all the time. Basically, what I get from what you're saying is you're doing the basics consistently, authentically, like not overcomplicating it. You're showing up, you're doing your workout. Like, how do you feel about your results? Like, what did you see? Did you share any of that? And how did people respond to that? Like,
yeah, I have shared my results. I'm kind of like, I have this bad habit that I'm in right now where as soon as I get out of one of the 21-day challenges, I kind of slack. So I'm hoping after this challenge, I can kind of use that failure to show people like how to stay consistent. So I have been posting some, you know, after a 21-day challenge, I'll post like pictures and I get a good response, but I think they keep looking the same because I like lose inches in weight and then I take like those 2 weeks off and it was right around my birthday and blah, 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 and all of these excuses. And then I'm kind of like back to the same, a little bit soft. So I'm really hoping that I can, well, I know, like I'm just going to stay consistent after this 21-day challenge and, you know, kind of, I hope the consistent results will warrant more positive vibes.
absolutely. And what goes through your mind? Like, what would you tell like a brand new coach about posting things that are scary and vulnerable on social media? Like, what goes through your mind when you're like, because I know you feel the fear and you're like, man, I don't want to share this, but you do it anyways, just like I do. Like, what goes through your mind to like push you to do that?
Well, it does really help me to write it down because then I'll go back and read it again and I'll be like, okay, I don't sound like an idiot. Like, I got this. Like, this makes sense. I don't have any grammatical errors or anything like that. You know, when I shoot off the hip, I'm almost more nervous about it. So if I take the time to write it down and I come up with a plan, like, this is how I feel, this is the message I want to get across, and like, this is the pretty picture I want to do it. All of that, then it's just typing, you know, they're just words. And the more like, I've recently realized that, and people always laugh at me by how I say this, other people like my writing. I've never really realized that I had a knack for that until just recently when people have been like, I help a friend write a magazine in Las Vegas and copy edit it and all of that. And she was like, you're really good at this. And I was like, oh, really? Because just how I write. So I found like writing more and then just typing it out and putting it out there. I mean, who gives, sorry if I cuss, if there's kids around, who gives a shit what other people think? You know, like there's really no point. There's like no time in the day to really care what other people think. And I mean, I know some people put some really intense stuff and they have family and there's concerns about that. But if your family doesn't love you, then like that's kind of a dick move on their part. And they should support you in any endeavor that you take that's bettering yourself. How can you get mad at somebody for, you know, being a health and fitness coach and being honest? So just put it out there. Who cares? That's my mentality.
I love that. I love everything that you said because it's exactly the same thought process I have, literally. Like, what, who cares, you know? But, man.
Well, I'll say I haven't always felt that way. Like, and I also feel like it's easier for me to just like look at all of you guys and say, yeah, like who gives a fuck? I mean, I definitely doubted and like I get that feeling in my stomach and my palms get sweaty. Like, you guys should see me. I'm like, I felt like I should brush my teeth before I showed up here, and I don't even know why. I was like, you guys can't, like, I need it. Everything good? But just like throw that to the wind. Who cares? If you have a feeling, just go with your gut feeling and post it. And good things will happen.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with that. Some of the things that I have that weird gut feeling about that I've shared have yielded me like the greatest results in my business, because there's nothing more relatable and real than vulnerability, you know, and just being honest and genuine and authentic. And it's funny because when Callie found me on Instagram, I started stalking her, and I saw all her photos were like super pretty and like professional looking. And I instantly was like, this girl will never talk to me. You know, like we put ourselves in those places, right? Like I thought that about her and she thought that about me, but we still kept like creeping on each other anyways, you know?
Right.
And now look at where we are. It blows my mind. Yeah. Social media is really amazing for connecting you with like-minded people. How did you come across me? Did I find you?
No. Because like, I think it was probably, so this is really funny to say to like everybody here. I think I used to like try and find motivation by like searching hashtags like P90X results hashtag, and just to like try and get me to like go and work out. It didn't work, but it was a good attempt. And I think that's where you popped up. And then, you know, you start searching those hashtags.
We're gonna need you in
a bit. Okay. Searching those hashtags, and then all of a sudden, like, you get funneled into a certain regard. And I think, I mean, honestly, your Instagram has like such a nice, fluid, eye-catching flow to it. You know, like the colors are all consistent and blah 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 blah. So it caught my eye.
Well, thanks. I could nerd out on that stuff all day. I really, really, I know you have to go, but I really, really, really appreciate you saying yes to this opportunity to get uncomfortable and speak and share what goes on in your mind with us, because it really does help just to hear like anything different. You might say something that like I didn't even think of, and it clicks. So I really appreciate you taking the time to share your love and your heart and your tips with us. It means a lot.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. All right. That was probably one of our quickest team calls that we've ever had. But that's okay. No, that's great. I'm a fast talker too. I'm like, man, I don't know why I get on here and like feel the need to be an auctioneer. Like you have to like slow it down to understand. But anyways, I hope everybody has a wonderful night, and I really appreciate you guys showing up, and we will see you soon tomorrow for the Dream Corp team call. Okay. Bye.
Thanks,